Pose the question, why do white people hate black people so much? I have been in situations where I've been surrounded by nothing but white people, and this conversation has come up. The race conversation has come up. And no one ever has an actual reason as to why they hate black people. There's always these, oh, black on black crime. Oh, they're lazy. Oh, they're this. But it's not actually, there's no legitimacy behind their reasoning. It's just that they've heard and they're regurgitating. And so, long story short, it really comes down to there is no reason. It's a deep-seated jealousy, a deep-seated hate that, black people exude greatness. Black people are the great inventors. Black people are the beginning of the human race, the Eve gene. And white people have worked so hard to erase the history and erase the greatness of the black race. Down to even when things are invented, the majority of things that are invented were invented by a black person. But yet the white race has actually erased the original inventor from history and have put their names on things that they had no business putting their names on.
Oof. It's weird to be a race that acts inhumane but pushes the narrative on another race. This is one of the many insidious ways white supremacy culture shows up in those of us that are white-bodied individuals. And I say insidious because it's only subtle to us, but very plain to see for black and brown indigenous people of color. When we're convinced that we are and consider ourselves to be safe and benevolent white folks who don't see color, we are so dangerous. Because underneath all that and color blindness lies some very foundational beliefs about what it means to be a good person in this world. And what do you know? All those characteristics just so happen to look like what it means to be white. We have to recognize that we have been raised in and therefore conditioned to think in terms of a racial caste system. So as long as black and brown indigenous people of color are able to assimilate into whiteness, they're okay, and even heralded as exceptional people. But as soon as someone starts to question things or show that they're not grateful to be an American, we're like, what's the deal? I mean, I know things were bad, but can't we just move on? If you could just get with the program, you'd be accepted just fine. Sure enough, when people don't just get with the program and assimilate into white supremacy culture, they're labeled in all sorts of awful ways that are really just a projection of ourselves. And worst of all, their lives are constantly in danger. So until we do the work of dismantling white supremacy culture within us, no amount of being will do.
Well, it's about time they start saying it. At least they're admitting it now. They are not saying anything that we didn't know, but maybe now that they are saying it and admitting to this, those of them in the back that have wax in their ear would actually listen, because we know how they are, we know how they get. When we say it, it's a problem. When we say it, they tag us ready to desist. And this is why I liked that in his video, he mentioned how they project a lot, right? Because if you look at how they have historically tagged us, it's insane how, if you pay attention, they are actually talking about themselves. Like when they call us savages, for example, and I'm like, bro, you guys are the ones who went around the globe acting like savages. Now you are calling us savages, like the irony. Or when they call us ready to desist for, talking about ready to desism and fighting against ready to desism. They're like, oh, you are a ready to desist for, doing what you are doing. Like, man, you guys are the ones who uplift rate to the system. You have a whole system that backs it up and funds it and keeps it alive and thriving. Hell, you guys invented rate to the system. But the people who are trying to dismantle all of this system, all of this insanity, they are the rate to desist. Or is it when they say, oh, black people are lazy? You guys did not even build your countries on your own. You guys had to, enslave people to build your countries. You guys sat back and were sipping tea while other people were doing the work, but you want to come out and talk about how these people are the lazy ones. Like, huh? All these black people are committing crimes. They are criminals. It cannot be you, a descendant of colonizers, saying that. No, it cannot be you. You are a descendant from a long line of international criminals. You are a descendant of terrorists. And your politicians in 2023 are international terrorists. They are terrorizing nations globally. But of course, let them tell it. It's black people or the Mexicans or whoever they want to call the criminals that are the criminals, not them. No, not them. Oh, these people are looting. You see them online talking about how, they call black people looters. You people freaking have museums. You both freaking have museums where you proudly showcase your looted items, your stolen items. You guys are proud thieves. You guys are proud of your thievery and proud of your, criminality. Oh, these immigrants are coming to our countries. They're crossing the borders. First of all, they don't want to talk about how they've historically been destabilizing those immigrants' countries. They never want to talk about why immigrants are coming into their countries and who's responsible for the state these immigrants' countries are in. Because having these conversations would mean that they would have to admit that they are the ones who are destabilizing the countries of these immigrants, and they are the reason why these immigrants are leaving their countries and coming over to theirs. But I digress, right? They want to complain about immigrants are coming into our countries. Like they themselves are not immigrants, talking about the ones who are in US, Canada, Australia, and the rest of them, right? Like they are not occupying stolen lands. Like they are supposed to naturally be there. Calling every other groups of people illegal immigrants, like they aren't the first group of illegal immigrants the world ever saw. Oh, they are coming in boats. They are crossing the oceans illegally to come here. Like you guys did not do exactly what people are complaining about right now. You guys literally crossed the ocean in boats to illegally go occupy someone else's land without their consent, without their permission. They didn't want you there. You stayed by force, unalive them so you can take over their lands. Like, be for real. Like they are immigrants talking about other immigrants. How about everybody just go back to their indigenous homes? So European Americans go back to Europe, European Canadians go back to, Europe, European Australians go back to Europe, and leave these lands for the indigenous people since, we don't want immigrants here, right? How about everybody go back home? Yeah, let's do that. Let them tell it. Just let them tell it. They are the saints. They've never done anything wrong. All they have ever achieved, they got through hard work. They are the inventors. They didn't steal anybody's inventions. It's just crazy. Bunch of walking, breathing, bathing. Oh, I don't know about the bathing, but once in a while bathing. So yeah. Just a bunch of living, breathing, water drinking projectors. Good thing for the two people at the beginning of this video who are at least, telling the truth. It's about time they too start putting in this work because they created this insanity. It's only fair that they too should put in the work to dismantle this rubbish we have going, because it's quite a sad world we live in. It's quite a sad world we live in. I don't know what the universe had planned for this world, but I know for a fact that this one right now, what's going on, definitely wasn't the plan. I don't know what the plan was, but I know this wasn't it.
So many white people are scared shitless that white Americans will be in the minority. If we have equality, why does it matter? I'm white. I'm fine being a white minority. I'm actually kind of excited to be in the minority. We'll finally have some food that's highly seasoned. Finally some new and exciting Christmas songs. Sorry, Bing Crosby, but there's more to the world. Real Latino food, not this white people walking taco Band-Aids that aren't just in my skin color. Lots of fun names besides Ryan. I think women of all minorities should get in an elevator with white people and clutch their purse just to be an asshole.